Assalamualaikum and good evening everybody. Ya, selamat malam dan salam sejahtera semua. So hari ini saya Rozina mengambil tempat Encik Zulfa ya hari ini. Jadi welcome everybody to Say It As It Is episode yang ke-15 ya, and today our topic is why me and why not me? Yeah. So basically, we're just going to talk about, why we can, why we can be an entrepreneur and why not also. Yeah. So as we know that our previous episode is, we had a panel discussion for some of us who were present and also who had viewed our recordings on what is the right age to start a new business. Yeah, so it was a very lively discussion, but the consensus was that there is no specific right age, but individual characteristic plays a major role instead. That's what we agreed on lah, the consensus when we did the discussion. Yeah. So for the next 2 episodes nanti, Pak Razak is going to continue discussing the topic of entrepreneurship for the matured individuals ataupun yang kira people who are like matured ni macam like 40 years old and above, macam itulah. So tonight we are going to discuss, Pak Razak basically is going to discuss who among the seniors who have the potential to be a good business founders, yeah, what type of people yang ada ciri-ciri untuk menjadi seorang business founders atau businessman, ya. So siapa-siapa yang memikirkan untuk making a career change, ya, untuk menjadi daripada bekerja kepada menjadi seorang usahawan atau orang businessman, Pak Razak will offer some guidance on how to make the right decision to do that. Yeah. For those, I'm sure some of us already decided, but yet to start, we also will offer guidance on how to start it right. Yeah. So today there's a lot of things to cover. Yeah. So we will be doing all this, and our recordings of previous session nanti and this episode also available at our website dan juga our Facebook page, ya, 𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗣𝗥 ataupun Facebook yeah. So as usual, we welcome our comments and questions. Please write your comments, any questions, and we'll do our best to entertain all the comments and everything. Yeah, you can also email all your comments and questions juga kepada info@𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗣𝗥.com. Yeah, maybe after the session, if you have any other comments or any other questions or anything else that you would like to ask, feel free to do that. Okay, so this is going to be about a 50-minute session. Yeah. So without further ado, let me invite Pak Razak. Yeah, welcome Pak Razak.
Thank you, Rozina. Assalamualaikum. Good evening. Before we start, I'd like to say a few words about the floods. That's one reason why our last session was postponed today, because during the height of the flood, we don't want to be here talking about starting a business. So since we was not able at that time to do anything, so the best thing we can show our sympathy is to postpone our program. That's why we are doing it today instead of last week. Now, I want to start by making some clarification. This program is talking about seniors who want to become entrepreneurs. I'm not at all proposing that only seniors or middle-aged people should be entrepreneurs. Anybody of any age can start a business and be an entrepreneur. It's just that I think, this is really a personal opinion, middle age is a good age to start a business. There are various reasons for it. I will talk about it later. Now, data statistics research from the US supports this position I'm taking, because it's quite clear in the US based on long research that the best time to start business is when you're middle age. And most successful businesses,
which is like 45 years old.
45 years old. And most successful businesses are started by people around that age. And the later you are in life starting a business, the more chances of you being successful.
The odds are better.
And the odds are better. Now, that's not trying to deny a lot of young people who have made a big success of their business. We're talking about Steve Jobs,
Mark Zuckerberg,
and the like. But these are actually what I call outliers. They're not the average. The average people in the US, the most successful ones start their business around 45. Okay? Now, but that doesn't mean this program are only those for age 14 above. So those who are younger, don't switch off, because a lot of things what I'm saying here is also applicable, is relevant to all. Now, I'd like to start by sharing my personal experience because it is very relevant to the subject we're talking today. I'm one of those who started a second career as an entrepreneur at the age of 50. I decided to start my own business after leaving the previous employment in the corporate sector. Now, at that time, my motivation was actually not crystal clear on hindsight, but at that thing, I think I know what I was doing, but on hindsight, all I know at that time, I wanted a life change. I was tired of working for a corporate body. I wanted to start my own company and be my own boss. I really wanted to chart my own future. Basically, I wanted to reclaim my independence.
Okay.
So I started a new business. And the first business I started, I failed quite miserably. On hindsight, I know I failed because I was not ready. And I was not prepared. At that time, when I started my business, I was still thinking and acting like a corporate manager. I was not thinking like an entrepreneur. And I was not acting like a new business founder. I did not know then what I did not know. I was naive.
But you thought you know lah.
I thought I know lah because I was in the corporate sector. Successful like to high flung lah. So must be very clever lah.
You could have made, if you made it there, you can make it anywhere lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, but did not give up. Since then, I started a few more businesses, learning along the way, being much wiser. I achieved what I consider a better success rate. My research company, in which Rosina is a partner, is still doing okay after what? 13 years?
It will be 19 years next year.
19 years, oh my God, that's a long time. I thought 13, 19 years. And my bicycle business is doing okay after 5 years. That's outcome of experience. Now, what have I learned about starting a new career by becoming an entrepreneur at the age of 50? Entrepreneurship is a career. It's just like being a doctor, being a teacher, being a government servant. It is a career path that you can take. Now, the lesson that I've learned and combined with the findings from some research, personal, and so what I read about what some people have been doing, is what I want to discuss today. Now, the first question that I want to try to answer is, who among the seniors, who among those age 40 and above, have the potential first to be an entrepreneur, and secondly, who or what type of entrepreneur can be a good business founder? In other words, have the potential to start a new business. There are two different things. You can be an entrepreneur, but that doesn't mean you're going to be a good business founder.
Okay.
But I know many good business founder who started life not as an entrepreneur, but as they grow into the business, as they develop the business, they change, they became an entrepreneur. I think that's what happened to me. I didn't start off as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I start off as this arrogant 50-year-old corporate manager lah. But as I failed and I started again and I learned, I became an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So there are two different things. You must remember that. Now, those individuals that can be good entrepreneurs do have certain traits, do have certain characteristics. Normally at around middle age, they have acquired enough working experience. So 40, they start work at, say, 45, they start work at 25, they got 20 years behind them, regardless of what job they were doing. And they have some functional skills. If they've been an engineer, they have engineering skills. If they've been a marketer, they have marketing skills. If they have been an accountant, they have accounting skills. Now, by that age, they would have developed, unless this guy is a real recluse, develop a personal, social, and professional network. They have friends, socially and professionally. Normally, although there are exceptions, normally, I'm talking about average. These people are a bit more mature. Dia tak ada gila-gila lagi lah. They dah settle down married with children, and they are also more patient And I would expect them, in general, they are wiser They are wiser about life in general Okay. And after working for some time, they must have acquired some savings. And they have also what I think more free time. If they are around 45, 50, their children are grown up, they're independent, most of the time they have left home. So these people have more free time. And this is the part that is also dangerous. That's when the middle age crisis creeps in. That's when they start questioning, what is this life all about? Is this what it is? Can I do more?
Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I making friends? Is this life, is it worth it kind of thing?
Yeah, am I now sold out? Am I just somebody, wake up in the morning, Mr. Commuter, macam in Japan they call it Mr. Salaryman.
Is this good enough for me?
Now, this is the time when then they can consider, if they are willing, a second career. But in order to start this new career, okay, even now they already have what I call some basic characteristic of an entrepreneur. Most people have that basic. But to start a new career, to start a new business, they also have to have that additional push. What I would call additional characteristics or traits. Now, the number one, which was what I went through actually, they got to be unhappy with the status quo and want progress. Now, when I use the word status quo, that doesn't mean just based on salary, based on position. there are things that sometimes you like beyond money, beyond a position. I know I could do much more than what I was doing.
Even activities lah, you don't want to do the same activity.
I was getting bored lah, let's put it this way. Routine lah, routine. And then I want to make progress. I want to test myself. Can I be better? Can I do more things? Now, for somebody to start a new business and have a second career, they have to have a very strong desire to change their career and ultimately their life. Maknanya they really want to have a new job, a new profession. They want to do something new.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If they are hesitant, we can talk about it later, what they can do about it. But they got to be very clear. And there must be somebody who's ready and willing to go through the pain of learning new skills and going through a change in their lifestyle. I went through that. When I failed, I realized, look, I got to learn new things. I got to be an entrepreneur. I got to behave like one. I got to acquire the skills of starting a business. I was good at managing a business. Already, the business was already there. Everything's set, kan? The market, I know. The product, I know. The pricing, I know. The competition, I know. And I got a whole team behind me, one whole department supporting me. But I didn't know how to do it on my own. When starting a new business where you don't have this support system. So it was a very painful learning process. In the first place, you don't know how to start learning. Now, this is where I got to share some funny incidents, some funny experience. So as usual, I look for places where I can enroll to learn how to start a business. Some free, some I paid. On hindsight, it was a waste of time. Because instead of teaching me how to start a business, how to discover, decide what business you want to go into, they were actually teaching me how to manage a business. Bloody hell, at that time, I got 35 years of management experience. But I still have to attend because if not, I cannot apply for the loan. Now, this is one of the things that I realized. This is one of the motivation why we are doing this. Because one of the things that I noticed missing, what I think is missing in the training environment or the entrepreneur environment is helping people who are still at the stage of trying to explore, still at the stage of trying to discover what business they want to do and how they can start a new business. Now, these skills can be learned, can be taught. And for those who are now thinking of a new career as a business person, you must be willing to go through this learning phase. Belajar balik lah. In other words, you got to forget what you think you know lah. In what experience you had. Maybe you can use a little, but only after you start the business.
So essentially, we have to unlearn and relearn lah.
Yes, but what you're going to relearn now is not how to manage a business. What you want to relearn now is, number one, how to explore what business you want to do. And then how to discover which business you want to do. And then how to make the first initial steps towards creating that business. Nothing to do with managing that business. That one you can learn later. Now, the person who are ready or who's willing to make this career change must also have a sense of a life goal. how to use business to help them achieve their life goal. Some people life goal is to bring change to the world. Some people life goal is to contribute towards nation building. Some people life goals is to help the family financially. And they want to do this through business. That is important. You got to have the life goal. Or what Simon Sinek in his book says, you got to have the big why.
Yeah, I would attest to that now. Well, I started my business when I was 35, which was not very. It was just at the crossroad lah. Yeah, and that business has got to link to the goal that I've had all this while, but I'm not able to fulfill it by working makan gaji. So having the business is enable me to do that. So yes, and I think that's very important, because only with that you can be motivated and push yourself and not give up lah if when things go tough kan. Yeah. So that's why kita boleh bertahan sampai 19 tahun ni.
Motivasi itu kena jelas
Yeah.
Tapi kalau kita mula, kalau motivasi itu sama-sama, it's okay. It's okay. But as you progress, you got to make sure that your motivasi itu very clear. Because
boleh mantapkan lah.
Mantapkan. Because in times of stress, business ni memang stressful. It's up and down lah. Yang menolong to help you maintain your fighting spirit, maintain your motivation is your motivasi.
Yes.
Why you are doing this? If you are doing this to make sure your family have a good secure financial future, even during the tough time, you are reminded of your motivation. You'll be able to go through the pain.
Yes.
Because you have a very strong motivation. It's only strong if you're very clear and you're committed towards what you're trying to achieve. Some people want to start a business because they want, I will explain later some of the reasons, to prove a point. Right? Some people, I want to prove a point. Ada. And they are motivated by that, but that doesn't mean that they don't make money. Because if they prove their point, and their point is something well recognized, banyak orang support dia lah. Kan? And then they will make money lah. Now, the other points, the thing that I want to say, at that age, middle age ni kan, you got to be financially stable. That means you have taken care of the big bills lah. That means you are not 100% debt free. You cannot be 100% debt free at 40. Tapi you are stable lah. Okay? And you have enough, maybe if you start business. I know what I did before was I make sure that I got 1 year of personal expenses for me and the family for the lock-in lah.
Yeah.
And then at that time, normally at the age of 40 plus, you have some excess funds lah.
Yeah.
Why
so
is important?
You need to be pragmatic lah.
You got to be pragmatic, you got to be prepared. Why excess fund ni penting? To me, if possible, don't start any business negative. Start with your own money. Or from friends or family lah. Or some fools lah who willing to give you some money. Who believe in what trying to do. Because there is a big difference. I started my business using my own money. I don't have to kowtow to the bank.
Yeah.
The bank don't come and kacau me.
So there's freedom lah.
Freedom. And then venture capitalists, I'm not interested. Half the time they don't know what they're doing. They just want to make their money from what you're trying to do. And I'm glad to say till today we have been able to use what little fund that we have been able to acquire to start to maintain the business. It made a lot of difference. It gives you that sense of freedom. Plus, this is important. When you start not having too much money, you're very careful. And you are really, really almost desperate to to make sure the business works. Because you don't have that much money to play around with. Now, at this age, you want to start own business, I would like people to have what I would call an initial business idea. Some basic ideas idea. Or I want to go into the F&B business. Or I think I like to go into the automobile business. I like my son. He loves cycling. He's a cyclist. His choice of business is very clear. Anything to do with cycling.
Anything to do with bicycle lah.
Bicycle. He don't mind not sleeping one whole night fiddling with his bicycle, because it's important to have some sense of a business idea. But it doesn't mean that's the only idea or the idea that you start your business, but you have to have some sense. Because when you have some sense, you start being more prepared, you start looking for articles, you start observing. Then that help you in your preparation. And then, as part of your preparation also, you must have a sense of first step.
Okay.
What is the first step? Jangan nak start, what to do now? How? I've read people asking questions in some of the blogs or some of the Facebook group. Asking how to register company? Should I start a company? Now I find it very odd. This guy obviously want to start a business, and then they don't have made some preparation, or they don't spend time to understand some basics.
So you have to do some bit of research and also
some basic understanding of what is business, how to go about starting business. Now, what I'm trying to say here is this. This is for a senior, for mature individual, but it's also true for the younger ones. You must first be an entrepreneur before starting a new business. The best, ideal. When I use the word, you must first be an entrepreneur, that means you must have the mindset of an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You must think like an entrepreneur, behave like an entrepreneur. But you can still start a new business without having a clue what is entrepreneurship is all about. But as you go along, you will acquire those skills. And this is where you can learn it the easy way, or you can learn the cheaper way, you can learn the painless way, less painful, kan? Or you want to learn it the hard way.
Okay.
I learned it the hard way.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So these are the thing that good to know. Now, many middle-aged individuals meet both the condition. They have the characteristic of entrepreneurship. Like what I've said earlier, they are wiser, they are patient. Entrepreneurial, the characteristic, when you look at it, it's not very special, It's quite common. You want to be a good entrepreneur, you got to be patient.
Yeah.
You tak boleh marah-marah, you jenis orang penyabar. Yeah? You want to be a good entrepreneur, you got to be empathic. You got to care. You got to care for your customer. Itu normal lah tu. Orang, generally, most people are empathic lah. A few crazy buggers lah. But the rest of us are empathic. You have a network of friends, you have some idea of business, you work, you're willing to work hard, and you are already working hard. You're already working hard. So being entrepreneur, having the creative entrepreneur is not very difficult. But the other challenge is, do you have the motivation? Do you have the big why to make the career switch? Do you have the big why to start a new business? That is the one that make the clinching, the clincher. That is the main what do you call it? The main point.
What are some of the common reasons or common motivations for people to start a business?
Okay. Now, before I do that, I want to answer the other question. The other side, the other side of the coin. Now, there are seniors who want to be entrepreneur, who want to start business, but they don't have those characteristics.
Okay.
They don't have that motivation. Maybe they'll be working, say, for example, in the government service for 20 years. Now they're about 40, 45, want that business. But their mindset is still of a civil servant.
I see, okay.
And they don't have a clue of what business they want to go into. And their basic understanding in business maybe is flawed.
Okay.
Now, I would discourage them from making that career switch. And I add the 2 words after that, not yet. If they're really interested, there are ways and means where they can get some support, some help to go through what I would call a major mindset shift.
So it's a preparation, it's a mind preparation.
It's the prep before they go through it. Because when you go through the process of trying to create a mindset of an entrepreneur, you might reach a stage where you realize, hey, this is not the life that I want. Because entrepreneur must be willing to go to change and must be willing to accept failure. And entrepreneur must make decision with not enough permission.
Yeah.
So risk
sacrifices.
Make sacrifices and all that. It's good that you realize it before you resign. Or take out your duit ASB. But it's good that you will go through all this. And this is something that we can talk about later. But there are opportunities. We provide that service for people who want to go through a mindset shift. Now, coming back to your question, Regan.
Yeah, what are the common motivations or reasons for people who want to start a business?
Okay. Now, the first thing is you start a business by having a very clear vision, which I mentioned earlier. What is the business you want to develop? And more important, that why?
Why? Why do you want that?
Why? You want to open a kedai makan. Why? Why not Dobi? Why not tailor shop? Why not selling imported cars? Why? And at the end of the day, what do you want to achieve ultimately? Because business is just a vehicle for you to achieve your life goal. What is it that you want to achieve? What's the outcome you want to get? Now, there are multiple reasons why entrepreneurs start new business. Now, some of the reasons that I know of, based on my observation, also reading and discussion with friends, some just want to earn a steady income, especially during now. They just lost their job. They couldn't get another job. They don't want to be a Grab driver. They don't want to be something doing the gig economy, they call it. They just want to start a business. They want to earn a steady income.
Okay, just before that, Jamie Abdullah she came in just now, yeah, and just welcome Jamie. Yeah, she's one of our follower, yeah. And then she commented, because talking about mindset, she commented that she said she has the mindset. I have the mindset, I think, she said, but I'm scared. I'm only short sendiri. So, you know that you are prepared, tapi takut kalau short sendiri. You know?
Fear comes with lack of knowledge. I always say mindset is not good enough. There are 3 criteria there. First, you have to have the mindset. Okay. And then you got to have the skill set. If you don't have the skill, you constantly fear taking the first step. Because you tak tahu nak buat.
Yeah.
Okay. And the third one is you must be able to to overcome the hills lah.
Yeah, I also think that, because she said that dia scared because short sendiri. I also think that having people to brainstorm with or to talk with will give you some assurance whether you ni short sendiri ke ataupun that you are doing the things that you should do, things like that, as opposed to you just doing things by yourself.
This is where network come in.
Yeah, network and support system is also
support system. And I think although it's too early for us to announce it, but we are actually building what we want to call a Facebook group of like-minded individuals who are interested to start a business. And in doing so, they think they may need some support.
Yeah.
It's like what normally people call what do you call it? Mastermind.
Yeah.
Mastermind group. But for now, we call it Facebook group. We will invite those that have their address with us. But those who are interested, please make sure that you leave behind your email address at least. Now, this is not unusual. I started without any network. I started without any support system. I think if I had some support system or a network that I refer to, I would have avoided some of the major mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I started, my first business was a farm, a big one. Tak ada orang yang tahu buat farm big way. Yang ada estate. Ini bukan estate, ini farm tanaman kontan. Tanam cili, tanam fruits, tanam all sorts of things. But tak ada orang yang tahu, melainkan government servant, those people in the Ministry of Agriculture. But normally, fear comes with lack of knowledge, lack of information.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's ahead, you don't know what we need to do to get it right, you normally don't have the confidence of doing it. But with a support system, sometimes, or even if you know, you still takut.
Yeah.
Because most of us sometimes we need some reassurance.
Reassurance, sometimes encouragement, kan?
Yeah. Now coming back to the reason.
Yeah.
Now, some people start business. I know of one or two. They want to be rich. They want to be famous. They want to be influential. They want to get the girls. They want to drive a Ferrari. Nothing wrong with that.
They want to
as long as you're very clear.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell later on why it's important for you to clarify your why. Okay. There are some who want to introduce something new. I give you an example. Some of the younger one may not be aware of this. I think you all are familiar with Ramly Burger. When it started, the only burger available at that time was you can buy it from cold storage. I remember cold storage, the place that you can buy it was now where the central market is now. They have a cold storage there. And it's expensive. And burger is not a common dish. Only some what I call American type restaurant like burger. Maksudnya tak ada NW lah. Ya, belum ada NW. When Ramly startup tak ada. Oh, dah ada, sorry.
Dah ada NW.
Tapi most people can afford. Only the middle class kids like people like Rosina, who grew up in, the high class areas. People like me who grew up in Sentul can afford to go NW kan. That's when Ramly Burger introduced Ramly Burger. So he had to start a business because he want to introduce something new. What is something new here? It's a local homemade burger. You can get for affordable price even budak from Sentul can afford it At that time, I remember it was first burger I bought from Ramly Burger was 65 cents, 70 cents. NW at that time, they were already selling it for 120, I think. But He started a business, motivation dia apa? You want to introduce this burger. Now, some people start a business to replace something old. You see a lot more of that happening. A good example is the self-service laundry.
Okay, yeah.
Laundry is not something new.
New
It's been
type of
there.
business, yeah.
But people think that laundry can be modernized. So they started the self-service laundry. That's one example lah. So they start a business. Now some people start business as a creative outlet or as an outlet to showcase their talent, to showcase their knowledge, and to showcase their skills. I know one lady who did to start a business because she wants to showcase her batik, her batik design. Now this is quite common also. Nowadays you see a lot of people opening up F&B outlet. Not just another restaurant, no. It's a place they want to showcase their talent. They want to showcase their creativity. They want to showcase their skills.
Yeah, some of these cafes.
And then nowadays people start bakery. I didn't realize so many type of roti available in Malaysia until today. Macam-macam roti ada. Dulu roti satu je, roti menggali. Roti menggali, masa tu dia datang ke rumah, you beli. But now, people open business to do that. Then people open event management company. Yang wedding planner.
Wedding planner type of wedding planner.
These are all things that they do. They have to have a business to showcase it. They need a platform lah kan. So platform is a business lah. Now there are some people also who start business to give back to society. Some people keep social business. Yang famous, I don't know, some of you may be aware. I don't know whether they're still around. I think they're still around. I think I saw some couple of their shops. The one that started in UK called a Body Shop.
Of course, they still have outlets here.
So she started that business because she wants to make a difference. She wants to prove that woman cosmetic don't have to be artificial. It can be natural, and she used that business to help poor people, poor villagers, producing the raw materials that she needs, that she will use. Now, and in Malaysia, I think there is a business called Farm Fresh. I think Rosina mentioned it to me because what is Farm Fresh doing, Rosina?
Farm Fresh makes milk, dairy products.
Okay, but where is the
social thing?
The social part of it.
So from what I know is that they go for all these local farms.
Okay, they buy from local small farmers lah.
Yeah, and they're big enough. They also do that in Australia as well. So they have also Farm Fresh from Australia punya brand lah. Yeah. So,
and somebody mentioned TLC.
TLC.
What is group of ladies who started
household products lah.
Household products.
Yeah.
And then the money they donate it to charity.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here, there don't have to be one reason why people start a business. I would strongly suggest many a time when I counsel people on how to start business is avoid the Tom Yum syndrome. Apa tu Tom Yum syndrome? Kalau you drive to certain areas macam Kampung Pandan, Gombak, Keramat pun ada, you tengok kedai Tom Yum berdiri. Tom Yum. So try to avoid the Tom Yum syndrome lah. Kalau nak juga buka kedai Tom Yum boleh.
But do something different lah.
We got to have a differentiation lah. Now these are some of the possible reasons why people want to start a new business. So don't think that people start the business just to make money. There are many reasons. But if you are good at what you do, you will make money. If you are good at what you do, and people believe in your motivation, people believe in your why, right? And this is where it will guide you, your why, you start a business will guide you on what to do and how to do them. What to do is your product and services, and how you do them, how do you deliver your product and services to your customer. So you clarify your rationale. The why is your rationale for doing business before doing business. Don't make the mistake that I made. My why was not clear.
You just basically just saw something that is an opportunity and you just want to grab it.
I kena hasut. Masa itu kerajaan menghasut. Perniagaan, pertanian itu ialah satu perniagaan. Mana-mana ada banner tu kan, saya pun kena hasut lah, saya timur lah tu. That is a good excuse for being stupid lah kan. I was not stupid. I didn't know what I didn't know at that time. Okay. Now, if you don't clarify your why before you start, there's a strong possibility, kemungkinan you will be shooting in the dark. And then you are running around circle. And your market be confused. Dia tak tahu. You stand for what? What do you stand for?
Yeah.
Macam the most successful business, macam kalau example worldwide lah, Apple. Apple don't sell the cheapest phone. Apple punya phone don't have as many features as some of the competitors have. I'm talking about phone lah. I'm not talking about the other Apple product. But why Apple is the most successful phone company? Okay. Because people believe in what Apple is doing. Apple is trying to show the world that you can be different. Apple is showing the world that you don't have to accept mediocrity. And Apple, your why was consistent right from the day when Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started the business.
When they started it, yeah.
And till today, their why is still there.
Yeah, it's still intact.
Yeah. Now, I hope I've answered the question, why me? Why me is when you have all the characteristics of an entrepreneur and have a big why. You want to make that career change. Have your big why when you start a business. Okay. Why not me? Don't start a business until you have adopted or at least have some characteristic of an entrepreneur.
And also, you are mentally prepared.
I mean,
this career change.
You are willing to go through the pain, because it's not something that happens just like that. You have to learn and relearn and continuously learn again and again. And the only thing that keeps you going if you have a very strong why. So I don't sound discouraging, but what I'm trying to say is, even if you don't have those characteristics and your why is missing right now, that doesn't mean that's the end of the day. There is cara betul that we need to help you.
Seek the knowledge. Yeah.
We are here.
Seek the knowledge to cara.
Now, as a summary, before we close again, is there any questions before I close?
No questions. 1 minute more.
As a summary, this is what I'm trying to say. The average seniors have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but would need to be hungry for a change or have strong reasons to motivate them to switch to a new career as a founder of a new business. Now, many reasons for it. Okay, that doesn't mean that the reason for the seniors and reason for the younger folks are different. They are all the same. But for the elder folks, because they are more mature, they steer more towards reason of trying to be what they think they can achieve trying to find what they call it Maslow theory of needs. So they panggil apa? Actualization.
Actualization, yeah.
And some, because they got enough money, they got enough knowledge, they got enough skill, they want to give something back. And they want to prove a point. So those are geared towards that lah. While the younger one are more towards they have to be rich lah. They're driven by that.
Yeah, usually.
Now, so after this, my next episode, I want to focus on what type of business are more suitable for senior entrepreneurs. I'm not saying that senior entrepreneurs cannot do what the younger guys are doing, but there are things that is different lah. And this is going to be what, 4th January?
Yeah, 4th January.
Oh, that's 1 week later.
Yeah, so basically next week we'll have the second episode, and this is the series, the Senior Entrepreneur series ni.
Okay.
So episode 3 will be late starters, we'll be interviewing people, and then we'll have a panel discussion with some senior entrepreneurs. So this is the schedule for now. So we hope everybody can register and look forward for the sessions.
So next one is next Tuesday. Okay, there goes my New Year holiday.
Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. So that we are closing now. So thank you for joining. So hope to see all of you next week, insyaAllah. So selamat malam, assalamualaikum, and good night.
Good night.